A sealed habitat can't afford superstition. It runs on verification.
Survival isn't only staying alive today. It's preventing tomorrow from becoming impossible.
Doors don't slam on Mars. They quietly vanish.
The mountain doesn't negotiate. It only responds to what you disturb.
The smallest measurement can confirm the biggest relief.
Prevention is invisible until the day you realize the disaster didn't happen. The rover doesn't need courage. It needs obedience.
Sometimes the mission is not to go farther. It's to keep the option of going anywhere at all.
Living in a cave means your trash lives with you. If you don't manage it, it manages you.
If you can measure it, you can manage it. If you can't, it manages you. You don't wait for failure on Mars. You treat wear like a countdown. When the ground exhales, you stop pretending the surface is just scenery.
The same air you save from dust is the air that cools your lifeline.
You don't build a wall on Mars. You teach the wind a new habit.
The brain is part of life support. Treat it like hardware.
The difference between science and sacrifice is whether you can walk away.
Mars rarely gives you one cause. It gives you a web.
The planet doesn't need you outside to hurt you. It only needs you to stay too long.
You don't starve because you ran out of food. You starve because you let your food become something else.
Oxygen 20.1 to 20.4%. Carbon dioxide 0.68%. No headaches, fan stable.
The deepest victory on Mars is boring air.
Mars doesn't delete you with violence. It deletes you with time.
The cave is calm until it isn't. Your job is to be ready before it changes its mind.
The only structures that matter here are the ones that keep working when you stop looking. The planet doesn't hate you. It just doesn't care whether you guessed right.
Mars always returns to default. Your job is to build a life that survives the default.
Keeping plants alive is easy. Keeping them from killing you is the real skill.
The safest decisions are the ones you make before you're scared.
The ground doesn't shout. It taps twice and waits to see if you panic.
Quiet is not comfort. Quiet is control.
Mars gives you patterns. Your job is to treat them like forecasts, not trivia.
Mars doesn't grant permission. It offers a gap in its hostility.
D01 at 12 centimeters equals berm top-up.
No peak window for the first 20 minutes.
Rules don't exist for easy days. They exist for days you want to bend them. The scariest things on Mars are the ones that look small. The planet punishes impatience most when you're tired.
O2 20.1, 20.2%, CO2 0.73%. No headaches, fan stable.
Confidence isn't a feeling here. It's two numbers agreeing.
Mars never gives you one lever. It gives you a machine with missing parts.
Vent schedule initiated. Low, lowest, purge.
Sequence confirmed. Low, purge.
You can't grow food on Mars if your water keeps trying to become stone.
In a sealed base, your waste is just another atmosphere you're managing.
On Mars, survival is billed as building habits into the landscape. The planet always wins the clock. You survive by leaving early.
A plan is a survival tool, only if it survives the day.
What patterns changed, Victor?
Mars doesn't destroy your work. It simply keeps asking you to repeat it.
The safest air is the air you confirm, not the air you assume.
Mars doesn't always show its teeth. Sometimes it just tightens the air. The surface is a luxury. The cave is the truth.
The fastest way to die is to spend your margin like it's credit.
A tired mind makes loud mistakes. Quiet is how you keep thinking.
On Mars, the difference between safe and dead is often a droplet landing in the wrong place. On Mars, the difference between safe and dead is often a droplet landing in the wrong place. Maintenance isn't fixing what broke. It's preventing what you won't notice until it's too late. Maintenance isn't fixing what broke. It's preventing what you won't notice until it's too late.
Mars forces trade-offs. You survive by choosing the one you can live with tomorrow.
Mars will let you look at it all day and still hide the only thing that matters. The planet tests you. Passing the test is doing the boring thing exactly. The planet tests you. Passing the test is doing the boring thing exactly. The universe doesn't need to hear you often. It just needs proof you're still here. The universe doesn't need to hear you often. It just needs proof you're still here.
Mars doesn't kill you for being weak. It kills you for being tired and pretending you're fine.
Mars doesn't kill you for being weak. It kills you for being tired and pretending you're fine.
The most dangerous words in a habitat are feel like. Use numbers when you can.
The most dangerous words in a habitat are feel like. Use numbers when you can.
The only way to win against time is to build things that keep working without you.
The only way to win against time is to build things that keep working without you.
Progress on Mars is often just using less of what you can't replace. Progress on Mars is often just using less of what you can't replace.
When the ground moves, even water changes its behavior. That's how Mars multiplies risks.
When the ground moves, even water changes its behavior. That's how Mars multiplies risks.
On Mars, food isn't comfort. It's decision-making fuel. On Mars, food isn't comfort. It's decision-making fuel.
The surface is not your home. It's a task you perform when the planet allows it. The surface is not your home. It's a task you perform when the planet allows it.
All right, handoff. Sarah, you're on Delta P and seismic.
Roger that.
Ken, you take CO2 and temps. Separate focus, everyone.
Understood.
All right, shift change. Sarah, you're on seismic and Delta P. Ken, O2 scrubbers and battery temps. No crossover.
Understood.
Timers are set, Ethan. We're on it.
When the ground becomes noisy, you stop walking like the world is stable. When the ground becomes noisy, you stop walking like the world is stable.
Silence isn't fear. Silence is bandwidth. Silence isn't fear. Silence is bandwidth. A safe place on Mars is often safe only on a schedule.
The hardest survival skill is patience when you finally see an option.
The hardest survival skill is patience when you finally see an option. Mars doesn't reward the bold. It rewards the consistent.
The most dangerous message is the one that makes you want to answer immediately.
Curiosity can wait. A warning is a tool, if you believe it fast enough.
Go deep, add mass, stop EVA, seal vents, dosimeters on.
The planet doesn't always attack from the ground.
Sometimes it comes from the sun.
On Mars, water isn't just life. It's shelter.
When you hide from radiation, you still have to breathe.
Sometimes survival is doing nothing heroic, very quickly.
The sun is the fastest killer you can't see.
Keeping life means knowing when to stop touching it.
When the universe is trying to kill you, structure becomes comfort.
Sometimes fraxing is the wrong action. Sometimes it's just waiting without making it worse.
Just because the worst is over doesn't mean it's safe to move.
milliliters, UV confirmed.
The storm doesn't just test your shelter, it tests your habits.
The moment you discover a path, Mars asks if you're disciplined enough to wait. The planet doesn't care about your timer. It cares about your mistakes. The cave doesn't collapse all at once. It teaches you to ignore the evidence first. Surviving the sky doesn't matter if the ground takes your door afterward.
The best explorers on Mars are the ones made of metal.
Life survives on Mars when you treat it like a system, not a symbol.
Safer isn't safe. It's just a window you use carefully.
Mars changes the rules. You don't argue, you redraw the field. The difference between survival and storybook heroism is knowing when not to step closer. Mars doesn't trap you with cliffs. It traps you with the ground that looks easy. When satellites don't exist for you, geometry becomes your hope. The most expensive victories are the ones that cost you your way home. Sometimes surviving means leaving treasure exactly where it is.
The planet waits until you're returning to change the rules.
The greatest engineering on Mars is the ability to come back.
Finding something isn't success. Returning with it is.
Survival is engineering your curiosity into something safe. Mars doesn't reward the bold. It rewards the obedient, when obedience is wisdom.
The moment you start regenerating what you use, you stop being a visitor.
The end of a day on Mars is not sleep. It's setting tomorrow odds. The future you want on Mars depends on the risks you refuse today.
On Mars, communication isn't optional, even when it's just between two tired humans.
Civilization on Mars begins as something thin that refuses to fall.
On Mars, your shelter is made of whatever you're smart enough to turn into protection.
The planet closes one door at a time, but someone, somewhere, planned another.
Survival is not one victory. It's a chain of decisions that keeps the next problem from becoming the last.